Hello everybody, I'm Pushkar Singh, this is Vaibhav Gupta, Kunal Chopra and Regan Swallow. We're the members of Toxic Impact. Today I'm going to talk about Bon Appetit, which is an app we developed. I'll talk about what the app does and what it is later. But do any of you know what Bon Appetit means?
Yeah.
It's a French word which means have a good meal. So when I think of a good meal, I think not the eating or tasting part. I want the whole experience. So in the restaurant context, when we talk about good meal, we want to talk about the service we get. We want to talk about how easy it was for us to order the food, how was the whole environment and everything. Let's just concentrate on how easy was it to order the food. So that's what we concentrated in. And hence came the idea of Bon Appetit. Now, what it does is that it bridges the gap between what the customers want and what the restaurants can actually deliver them. Now, traditional menu apps, traditional menus, paper menus, they're very limited. They suck. They're just some pictures in there, text in there. They have gone through hands of so many people. Some of them are dirty. I found a couple of days back I went to Boston Pizza and the menu was dirty. It kind of turned me off. So that's the problem with paper menus. Now also, sometimes restaurant owners or restaurant managers wanna push out the daily specials, or let's say they don't have something available in the kitchen and they have to change their menu according to that. Now it takes time. So the idea here is to incorporate that menu, that menu thing into a kind of a digital application which is easy to update, great to view, and customers find it interactive and fun to see. Another problem here is, now if we submit an order to the waiter, the person has already gone. Suddenly I think, oh, I wanted to change my order, now what? Now either you're gonna wait for it, or when the food comes and you say, I'm sorry, I wanted this, and it becomes it's a tedious process for the restaurant people, for you, because you have to wait. Also, that's another problem. Also, I want to see what am I eating. What am I eating in the way? What are the ingredients are in it? If I'm allergic to something or not. I'm health conscious, so what kind of calories are in there? If we can do that just by the press of a button, that would be great. So these were the ideas we thought while making Bon Appetit. So the users here are the people, us, who go to the restaurant. What they can do here is they can interact with the menu app, they can order, and after ordering they can change quantities, they can update, they can see what the status of their food is, just for the sake of it, right? It's in kitchen, it's cooking, it's being brought over or what. Let's say if it's not even gone to kitchen, it's still in processing. You can change it right on the fly. The application of this app is more dynamic for restaurant management. They can, as I said, they can push food status to the customers so that they know what's happening, right? They can update their menus easily with new entrees or prices without the hassle of going to print media and update it for all the restaurants in a chain. They can push out specials to the people, like what's the special for day, what's the special for evening, what's the special for afternoon. Also, there's this great feature we thought of, which is a suggestion. Traditionally, you ask the waiter for suggestions. I went to Pizza Hut the other day. The waitress there was new. I wanted a glass of wine with my pizza, so I asked her what wine would go great with it. She was new, so she was like, "Oh, here are the wines. That's it." She couldn't answer my question. I still ordered one, but here's the thing: I was kind of disappointed. She's new; it's not her problem, but it would be great if a specialist sat behind the computer and thought of, with this pizza, this wine would work great. And then when you order it, just like music, we have suggestions. We could have suggestions for pairing food, like desserts, like wines, like anything else. That'd be great. That enable the restaurant owners to sell their food, sell more of their food, as well as it will be bon appetit for me, I'll enjoy it. So, while I was talking about the poster, and as Dr. Park said in other day, the picture is worth 1,000 words. There has been a lot of times when all of us go to a restaurant and order something that we see in the menu. I go to Red Robinson, then there is this chicken onion ring burger, and I always order that because it's delicious to me. Imagine if every dish was just like that. You could visualize, you could see every dish, especially for us international students. Sometimes we don't know what a dish is actually, because it's a different culture, different cuisine. We could come there, we can visualize that, okay, look at this. This pasta, onions, broccoli, wow, this looks tasty. This is exactly something I have. I don't even have to know the name of broccoli. I know what broccoli means in Hindi, which is my mother tongue. And I can just see here, okay, this is broccoli, this is what I want to have. We have, so what we envisioned was a great picture, a big picture, you see just what it is, and no frills attached, just the description and the title. You can see details, you can see the nutrition information, you can see ingredients, what it is, and of course you can order it. Let's talk about the interface. The interface should be easy to use. The person who's coming to your restaurant is not gonna, or us as general users, or even my grandma, she's not gonna learn how to use electronic device and a menu app all over. So it should be easy enough for her to grab and start using it just like she has been doing so with her paper menus all over these years. So that's what we thought, easy to use and intuitive. You hold it and you know what to do with it. We should be able to view details in multiple languages so that we know what we're getting, as I've already talked about. And then on 3 suggestions, I also have touched this topic based on what I want and what my taste preferences are. Now, to give the prototype demo, I'll invite Kunal, if you would. Thanks.
A theme for a hypothetical restaurant to come up with design of the app. So the prototype was designed in iOS, Xcode, and this one is running on the iPad simulator. This is the video we just made before the presentation, and it just walks through the basic ideas of the design. The prototype was developed in a sense like there were a lot of features that weren't implemented because of the time limitations. So it's kind of designed in an error-free way. So if you click on anything, it will have a feedback that whether this feature is available or not. So let's say if I have the first screen is you get to choose the language you want to. So if I play this and click on the French option, it will tell you that the French language is not available in this prototype. So let's see what it does in the English. If you go to English, it will come to the home menu screen. And here you can see some of the options are lunch, dinners, and special. So it's not like that restaurant doesn't offer breakfast or dinner options. The idea is to keep the design, the number of choices to the minimum and have some context awareness built into the app. So if the menu doesn't offer dinner options or breakfast options during a set of particular hours of the day, it won't show those options. So the user know what he or she can actually do. On the bottom of the screen, there are some quick links. Entertainment, if you have kids and they are actually very noisy at restaurants and can be a pain for other people who are dining. So they can engage themselves in games or something because they already have a touchscreen interface available. People can read in cafes, they can go through the web pages, and they don't need to have their own device. Something like Starbucks already offers Wi-Fi, so they just need an interface to go and hook up to the internet. Feedback is just a generic feedback form for the restaurant. Get my usual and your order. I'll come to that in a bit. So the idea of search here is to, if you know that you're a vegetarian and you don't want to go through all the options, you can just type in vegetarian and see a sorted list of what items are available for you, or type in cheese and just see what cheese items are available. So here, let's see what it does in the lunch menu. By the way, you can go to the back to the home screen from any point clicking on the logos. There's no back or so the idea of having navigation like menu-based, because we don't want people to go 3 levels down to the lunch menu and then go back 3 levels. They can jump into the drinks menu, specials menu from any point in the app. Here we see there are some of the options available, like some of the entree menu items. You can, again, walk into drinks or special menu by clicking on those icons, or if you want to review an item, you click on it and you get 2 options. You can either add to the order because you're familiar with it, or you can view the further details of that item. So here there are a couple of things that you can see from chosen item. You can view the details, what is it about, what's the recipe or something like that. You can view the nutrition information, ingredients of the, because people may have allergen problems and they can view what they like or what they don't. You can change the quantity. So the quantity is changed using a slider. Why we chose a slider? Because it's intuitive. Second, it's error-free. If the restaurant doesn't offer a particular item more than 10, or order of an item more than 10 times at a given time, the maximum value can be 10, and it can be it can be very relevant to the item you're ordering. If you're ordering wine, you can order only 3. So you can change the quantity. Again, you can view the nutritional information and ingredients. And if you're satisfied with the option, you can add to the order, and it gives you feedback that one of this thing was added to your order. Again, you can go to your order summary from any point of the app and see what's the total is, and you get the taxes and rate, whatever it is. If you are confirmed here that this is the thing I'm going to order, you can place your order. And here you get basically 2. So this thing will be grayed out if your order is not included and it's already paid. You cannot cancel your order. Or if you go to a cafe or something, you can make this your usual order, which I usually do. I go to Starbucks and order the same thing every time. So I don't need to go through the menu items. You go to get my usual option, just click and get your order. And that's basically it. This wasn't implemented for the prototype, but that was the idea. So this was the prototype. I would like to invite now Rabo to tell you how we evaluated this prototype.
We had this evaluation done. We showed the application to several people of several age groups and several computer operation skill sets. And we got a very unidirectional positive feedback from all of them. The users were overall happy with the concept and working on the application. Now, some of the feedback that we got from the users were as there. One of them said that he loves the descriptive nature of the software. They love the intuitive nature of the application. The language options were very much fascinating for the people because they have not seen the general paper-based menus in several languages coming up according to their needs. One of them said that they liked the touchscreen interface, which made it a lot more easier, even for the novice user like them, to use the application. So these were the most of the positive feedbacks that we got. And some of the suggestions, one of them is listed here. Most of the users suggested that the background and the colors needed improvement in the application. So on top of everything, people liked the application, and most of them were very excited to see how it is going to work in their favorite restaurant. So this was it in the user evaluation.
On a different note, I'd like to say that when people don't like background and colors, it's something to do with the incorporated background and colors that, let's say, McDonald's uses. It's red and yellow, or Boston Pizza uses, it's, I think, red. Or that's something that when or let's say Starbucks is green, something that every restaurant wants to bring personalized into the app when they implement it. Please feel free for any questions.